back when I was a boy, being a part of an Italian family was kind of fun, always kind of exciting, because one of the best things about it was that there was always people around, always all kinds of people. It was my mom and dad, my sister, my brother, and Aunt Mary, who lived with us since before I was born, and a huge extended family that was always over. It seemed like our house, for whatever reason, seemed to be the family stomping grounds. So whenever there was a holiday or a special event, the woodwork was full of Italians, having a great time. Always all kinds of people around, aunts and uncles and cousins, and aunts and uncles had full parental authority, and they could tell you whatever they wanted, you had to do it. But it was fun. It was fun always knowing that whenever something special was happening, any special occasion, any holiday, the house would be full of people. Mom kept a really clean house, and she was a really good cook. And like I said, people were always there. And then, back when I was in, I guess, junior high, Mom and Dad met a couple that they became very friendly with and started having them over for dinner frequently. Carl and Arlene were different. First of all, they were not Italian. They were white people. You're inviting white people over. Irish white people.
No.
But Carl and Arlene were different. They had about them, they seemed fairly well-to-do. There was kind of a fanciness and almost an elegance to the way they carried themselves, and Mom and Dad responded accordingly. Whenever Carl and Arlene were coming over, Mom would go on a cleaning frenzy. The good china would come out, the Oneida silverware, the crystal, the tablecloth, and the linen napkins. Mom would cook stuff that we'd never heard of, because Carl and Arlene were coming. And after a while, my sister and I, of course, had to help with the cleaning and the sweeping and the mopping and everything else. And after a while, of course, we began to recognize the signs. When the good stuff would start coming out and there would be unfamiliar smells from the kitchen, my sister and I would nod at each other and say, the king and queen are coming today. And that's what it was like. Now, as time went on, of course, we discovered that Carl and Arlene were pretty normal, and all that pretentiousness faded away. But at first, the king and queen were coming, and we had to be ready. We had to prepare. So here we are, first Sunday of Advent, and the king is coming, and we need to prepare. We need to make ourselves ready. Advent, for me, has always been one of my favorite times of the year. But I have to admit that until I became an Anglican, I got caught in the trap of looking at Advent as just a time of preparation, getting ready for the magic of Christmas. It was nice to think about that innocent child lying in the manger and the shepherds and the wise men showing up and all that good stuff. Nice, very cozy, romantic images, and it's all good. And not that we shouldn't occupy our minds with those images this time of the year, we should. But the reality of what took place on Christmas, the reality of Advent, goes a whole lot deeper than that. Because what we're bringing to mind, first of all, is the incarnation. What we're bringing to mind is the reality that God stripped himself of his divinity and became one of us. Became one of us. And he came to us as a child who grew to be a man, who grew to do wonderful things. And Advent is very much a time to reflect on that, to reflect on the reality of the incarnation, that God became man and became one of us. But it goes deeper even than that. And I think as you look at the readings and the collects that we'll use throughout this season, it goes a whole lot deeper. We're called not just to reflect upon the fact that he became a man, that he came here, but he's going to come again. And when he does, we really need to be ready. We really need to have our acts together. And so every year, the church gives us this time to reflect on that, to realize just who he is and what he means, and to make ourselves ready for him. A part of that, I think, lies in realizing that not only did he come, but because of the incarnation, because of who he is, because of what he is, he's always coming. Always. And every day he shows up in ways that we don't expect, in ways that we don't realize, but every day confronts us with the reality of his presence, with the reality of who and what he is, and asks us to make decisions and asks us to make changes in the way we think and act and feel and do everything. He's always coming. Ever since that day when in the cool of the evening he walked through the garden and said, "Adam, where are you?" Ever since then, he's always been coming. Always approaching us and saying, "Where are you?" Always looking for us. Always trying to find us. Always trying to lead us into his presence and closer to what it is that we need to realize, what we need to discover. And this time of year, Advent, is also a time to realize that and to reflect on that and to pattern our lives accordingly. Not always easy to do. It's so easy this time of year to get caught up in the trappings of the holiday, and it just gets worse and worse every year, doesn't it? You know, Black Friday? What's that about? Pepper spraying other customers because you want to get whatever it is that you're looking for? Shootings in the parking lots? Okay, what's that about? Cyber Monday. Shame on any of you who gets online tomorrow. Shame on you. Okay, Amazon can wait. It's so easy to fall into those traps, to think about, what am I going to get for this one, what am I going to do, what am I going to cook, what am I going to get ready, who's going to be over, and that's all good, it's all wonderful, it's all nice to think about Christmas, but we're called upon to think about so much more, and to be so much more, and to do so much more. He came, and because of that, everything has changed, everything is new. He's coming, he's always coming. And we have to reflect also on the fact that one day he will come for the last time, for the ultimate time, for the final time. And there'll be judgment and everything that goes with it. And are we ready? That's what we're called upon this season to think about and to reflect upon. The fact that he came, that he's always coming, and that he will come. And when he does come for that last time, where will we be? Where will he find us? What will we be doing? What will we be like? How will he challenge us? How will he make us grow? How will he make us become who we're supposed to become? Because what he does is, and when he does come to us every day, and when he comes that final time, he marches straight into the temple of our hearts and cleanses that, just like he cleansed the temple in Jerusalem so long ago. He will cast out from us anything that separates us from him, anything that opposes him, anything that hinders us from fully understanding the reality of his presence and what that means in our lives. So if from time to time as he approaches you, as he comes to you, you find yourself in turmoil, you find yourself in confusion, in pain and uncertainty, that's the way it's supposed to be. Because he's coming to cleanse you, he's coming to make you new, he's coming to make you into the him that he's always, that he's always seen, the you that he's always known from the beginning. Adam, where are you? He asks us that every day. Are we ready? Are we ready to meet him? Are we ready to understand him? The King is coming. What do we do to prepare? Because he will cast out from our hearts and from our lives anything that opposes him. Sometimes that's a wonderful discovery. Sometimes that's a joyful discovery. And sometimes it hurts like you wouldn't believe. And we've all been there. And we've all been through it. And we always fail to understand it. This season, don't do that. Okay, this season, don't worry about shopping. Don't worry about who's going to show up for the holiday. Because that'll all take care of itself. This season, think rather about your hearts, what's in them and what needs to be in them. Because he's coming, and he's looking for you, and he wants to find you ready and waiting. That's where we need to be. this season and every season. Amen.